A Chronological Bible in 365 episodes is episode 284, containing portions of Matthew and Mark, continuing at Matthew 15. Then Jesus went out from there and departed to the region of Tyre and Sidon.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came from the region and cried out to him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely demon-possessed.
But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, Send her away, for she cries out after us.
And he answered and said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me.
But he answered and said, It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs.
And she said, Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
Then Jesus answered and said to her, O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire. And her daughter was healed from that very hour.
Jesus departed from there, skirted the Sea of Galilee, and went up on the mountain and sat down there.
Then great multitudes came to him, having with them the lame, blind, mute, maimed, and many others. And they laid them down at Jesus' feet, and he healed them.
So the multitude marveled when they saw the mute speaking, the maimed made whole, the lame walking, and the blind seeing, and they glorified the God of Israel.
Now Jesus called his disciples to himself and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. And I do not want to send them away hungry, lest they faint on the way.
Then his disciples said to him, Where could we get enough bread in the wilderness to fill such a great multitude?
Jesus said to them, How many loaves do you have? And they said, 7, and a few little fish.
So he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground.
And he took the 7 loaves and the fish and gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples. The disciples gave them to the multitude.
So they all ate and were filled, and they took up 7 large baskets full of the fragments that were left.
Now those who ate were 4,000 men, besides women and children.
And he sent away the multitude, got into the boat, and came to the region of Magdala.
Then the Pharisees and Sadducees came and tested him and asked that he would show them a sign from heaven.
He answered and said to them, When it is evening you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and threatening. Hypocrites! You know how to discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times.
A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed.
Now when his disciples had come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread.
Then Jesus said to them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees.
And they reasoned among themselves, saying, It is because we've taken no bread.
But Jesus, being aware of it, said to them, O you of little faith, why do you reason among yourselves because you have brought no bread?
Do you not yet understand or remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000 and how many baskets you took up?
Nor the 7 loaves of the 4,000 and how many large baskets you took up?
How is it that you do not understand that I did not speak to you concerning bread, but to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees?
Then they understood that he did not tell them to beware the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and Sadducees.
Continuing in Mark 7. From there he arose and went to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And he entered a house and wanted no one to know it, but he could not be hidden.
For a woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard about him, and she came and fell at his feet.
The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by birth, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter.
But Jesus said to her, Let the children be filled first, for it is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs.
And then she answered and said to him, Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs under the table eat from the children's crumbs.
Then he said to her, For this saying go your way, the demon has gone out of your daughter.
And when she come to her house, she found the demon gone out, and her daughter lying on the bed.
Again, departing from the region of Tyre and Sidon, he came through the midst of the region of Decapolis to the Sea of Galilee.
Then they brought to him one who was deaf and had an impediment in his speech, and they begged him to put his hand on him.
And he took him aside from the multitude and put his fingers in his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue.
Then looking up to heaven he sighed, and he said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be open.
Immediately his ears were opened, and the impediment of his tongue was loosed, and he spoke plainly.
Then he commanded them that they should tell no one, but the more he commanded them, the more widely they proclaimed it.
And they were astonished beyond measure, saying, He has done all things well. He makes both the deaf to hear and the mute to speak.
Continuing in Mark 8, in those days the multitude being very great and having nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples to him and said to them,
I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat.
And if I send them away hungry to their own houses, they will faint on the way, for some of them have come from far.
Then his disciples answered him, How can one satisfy these people with bread here in the wilderness?
He asked them, How many loaves do you have? And they said, 7.
So he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves and gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to set before them. And they set them before the multitude.
They also had a few small fish, and having blessed them, he said to set them also before them.
So they ate and were filled, and they took up 7 large baskets of leftover fragments.
Now those who had eaten were about 4,000, and he sent them away.
Immediately got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Dalmanutha.
Then the Pharisees came out and began to dispute with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, testing him.
But he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, Why does this generation seek a sign? Assuredly, I say to you, no sign shall be given to this generation.
And he left them, and getting into the boat again, departed to the other side.
Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, and they did not have more than 1 loaf with them in the boat.
Then he charged them, saying, Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod.
And they reasoned among themselves, saying, It is because we have no bread.
But Jesus, being aware of it, said to them, Why do you reason because you have no bread? Do you not yet perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened?
Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember?
When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up? They said to him, 12.
Also, when I broke the 7 for the 4,000, how many large baskets full of fragments did you take up? And they said, 7.
And so he said to them, How is it that you do not understand?
You're listening to One Gospel with Heath and Holly. Be sure to like our videos and subscribe.